Oh, you're recording, huh? Yeah. What do you want this? Dude, you farted. Sicko.
I did not fart. Well, you did. No, I didn't.
Reporting numerous street racers. Description match suspects that got away earlier. Code 6 parties were last seen. Middle color of the line in County City.
137. Show me a picture. I don't your driver. Give me a backup position.
All right, guys, so we went ahead and dropped the car to make sure that we could get the primary engine loom out, and we've got it on the table now because what we need to do is modify this loom just a little bit in terms of lengths of some of the wires. And so on both sides of the V, we've got these connections for the injectors and for the coil packs. And because we're running a Hellcat style valve cover, those valve covers actually push the coil packs in the opposite direction because there's the same coil packs but in a different orientation. And so what we have to do is tag everything here to make sure we know what it is, and then separate this loom so that we can get the two sides here completely separated on two different strands. And one will be just for injectors, the other will be just for the coils, and then there's a few other lines that snake in here for some of the stuff at the front of the motor. So we're going to go ahead and do that probably in the next episode, and get everything on this loom double checked because it's been a little bit since we took this off the car. There was one issue. We ended up having a line that broke for one of our coolant sensors, so we're going to re-attach that to the Sky, and then just get it all cleaned up. And then once we have the line for the valley area fully configured, we're going to go ahead and slap this whole engine harness onto the engine itself as it's standing right now, because it will be so much easier to have that interlinked with the coolant lines. You can see we kind of got halfway through the coolant lines, and we're checking the manual here on exactly how we want to run it. And because we've got the other valve covers on this one, it kind of moves things around a different orientation. But the big thing is we still need to be able to get to the injector lines. You can kind of just see in there, it's a little bit dark. So right there. We've got to be able to get into the valley with those different connectors. So we said, you know what, I think it's finally time to rip off that engine loom and get it fully configured. So again, you can now see a little bit better the spacing that's required between the injectors and the coil packs themselves. We've got to basically have two separate strands to go for that. And then for the rest of the connections all over, like starter, AC, everything like that on this side, throttle body. And then moving around here, we've got some coil capacitors on the back. Again, same thing on the other side of the valley. We've got a few more like NOx sensors on the side, crank sensors. And on the front, we got alternator, several of the coolant and oil sensors. And then just, like I said, a few more things here on the front. So we're going to try and get kind of a mixture of the rest of the coolant feed lines for the intercooler and the pumps and the reservoir interlaced with the actual engine harness. And once we get those two kind of combined together, obviously wire managing all of that so it looks as nice and as compact and tight as possible. That is, the complete package that we're going to be able to put in the car. The only thing that would be left at that point is finishing out our front drive shaft, and then the exhaust. Obviously, we're still going to be working on that probably next episode and figuring out a plan. But then the last, I think, thing that we need to do is we still got to lift this up and attach the torque to the torque converter to the actual flex plate. So that's one other thing. We might throw the brakes on out here as well. Double check fluids, add fluids where we can. Yeah, that's pretty much it. We are getting dangerously close to being almost completed with this entire powertrain in the subframe assembly. And guys, I'm just like super stoked how good this thing looks. It's just crazy. There's times where we're out here building it, and we're running around trying to get everything done, but kind of just take a step back and realize, holy crap, this thing is just all kinds of shiny, all kinds of cool with the blower and everything on top. I've had several people stop by now at the shop and say, holy crap, that is one serious engine. So excited to get the rest of the lines on there for coolant and for the actual electrical loom. So once we're done there, we're pretty much set